Hello students, welcome to mathematics class. Students, this is part 4 of the chapter playing with numbers. In this part 4, we will revise the tests of divisibility, and the tests of divisibility we are going to learn rules for checking whether any number is divisible by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the numbers up to 10. Coming to the divisibility by 2, any number ends with an even number will be certainly divisible by 2. That is, if a number ends in 0, 2, 4 or 6 or 8. So, with any of these digits, if it ends, then the number must be divisible by 2. For example, let us see whether 23 is divisible by 2 or not, as well as we will check 630 is it divisible by 2 or not. So, we are doing these two numbers. First, coming to the number 23, it is not ending in either of 0, 2, 4 or 6 or 8, thus it is not an even number. Obviously, it is not divisible by 2. So, that is the first one. 23 is not divisible by 2 as its ones digit, that is ones place digits or units digit, is an odd number. Okay. Moving to the 630 is divisible by 2. Why it is divisible by 2? Because its units place digit is 0, thus 630 is even number. So, surely it is divisible by 2. Next, divisibility test for 3. So, when can we say any number is divisible by 3? Any number is divisible by 3 if the sum of all the digits, remember children, sum of all the digits of that given number is divisible by 3. If the sum of all the digits, if the sum of all the digits in that number is divisible by 3, then that complete number is divisible by 3. So, this is the rule. Let us look for examples. Here I am considering the same 232 I will take now and 630 I will take. Are they divisible or not? Let us check. Okay, for these two numbers. First one, 232 is not divisible by 3 as its sum of digits, that is 2 plus 3 plus 2, gives 7, which is not divisible by 3. Okay, 2 plus 3 plus 2, which is 7, is not divisible by 3, thus 232 is also not divisible by 3. Whereas 630 is divisible by 3 as its sum of digits, that is 6 plus 3 plus 0, gives us 9. This 9 is divisible by 3, therefore 630 is divisible by 3. Okay. This is the divisibility test for 3. Children, all these divisibility tests you have learnt before coming to the school, that is when you are preparing for your entrance exam, right? Just it is a revisiting. Similarly, what is the divisibility test for 4? Divisibility test for 4 says if the last two digits of a number divisible by 4, then the whole number is divisible by 4. If the last two digits of a number divisible by 4, then the whole number is divisible by 4. This is what we learned. Now, let us check. Here I am giving 1748 and 258 two different numbers to check whether they are divisible by 4 or not. Coming to the first one, 1748, its last two digits 48, which are divisible by 4, which means this 1748 is divisible by 4. Next, 258, what are the two last digits? Its last two digits are 58, and 58 is not divisible by 4, thus this 258 is also not divisible by 4. This is how we check. Okay. Then moving on to the divisibility test by 5. When can we say a number divisible by 5? Any number is divisible by 5 when it ends with 0 or ends in 5. Okay. Any number ending in 0 is divisible by 5 or ending in 5 also divisible by 5. So, this is the divisibility test of 5. So, let us check here, is 23 divisible by 5? No, because it is not ending in 0 or 5, it is ending in 3, thus it is not divisible by 5. How about 630, is it divisible by 5? Yes, it is divisible by 5. Why? Because it is ending in 0, so it is definitely divisible by 5. You can cross check once. So, 23 is not divisible by 5 as its units place is 3, and 630 is divisible by 5 as its units place is 0. Now, moving on to the another important divisibility test of 6. What is the divisibility test of 6? See, remember children, any number is divisible by 6 if it passes divisibility test of 2 and 3. That means, if any number is divisible by both 2 and 3, surely that number is divisible by 6. Okay? Which means I have to check whether the given number is ending in even number or not, as well as sum of the digits should be divisible by 3. So, two tests I have to do, that is divisibility test of 2 and divisibility test of 3, to check whether the number is divisible by 6 or not. Okay? Let us take an example. So, we are asked to check whether 2341 is divisible by 6 or not. Similarly, is it another 6300 is divisible by 6 or not. Coming to the first one, it is ending in 1, so surely it is not divisible by 2. Definitely it will never be divisible by 6. Understood? So, when it is getting failed in the divisibility test of 2, so I need not move further. So, it is not going to divisible by 6. Okay? But when as comes to the 6300, it is ending in 0. Surely it is divisible by 2, as this is even number. And how about, is it divisible by 3 or not? Yes. Why? Because when I add the digits of it, it gives 9, which is divisible by 3, thus 6300 is divisible by 3 also. Now I can conclude 6300 is divisible by 2 also, and by 3 also, implies it is divisible by 6. Okay? This is how we do it. Here 2341 is not divisible by 6 as its one digit is odd and its sum of digits also giving you non-multiple of 3, which is not a multiple of 3, means that sum of digits is not divisible by 3. Thus, it is not divisible by 2 also, it is not divisible by 3 also. Okay? But if it is not divisible by any one of them, if it is not divisible by 2 or 3 or both, then it is not divisible by 6. Understood? Okay. Here we will check, and if it is not divisible by either 2 or 3 or both, then that is not divisible by 6. Okay. Understood? Why? Because see children, if I want any number is divisible by 6, it must pass in both the test. If it fails in any one of the test, it is failed only. Understood? Like that. See, moving on to the another 6300, it is divisible by 6 as its ones digit is even, therefore it is divisible by 2, as its sum of the digits is 9, which is divisible by 3, thus it is divisible by both 2 and 3, hence the number is divisible by 6. Okay. Now coming to the divisibility test of 7. Normally divisibility test of 7 is bit difficult, okay, no problem, but still we will go for learning it. To check the number is divisible with 7 or not, what should we do? We need to double the last digit of that number and then subtract the result from the rest of the digits and check whether the remainder means leftover, okay, after subtracting whatever the difference comes now, that is that remainder, not division, it is subtracted result, okay, whatever the difference comes after subtracting double of the first digit from the remaining digits, that is rest of the digits, is divisible or not, we will see that difference. If it is not divisible, okay, we say that is not, that whole number is not divisible by 7. Suppose if the number is very large, if the number is very large containing more number of digits in it, then you need to do this process repetition until you get the number. That difference could be checked whether it is divisible by 7 or not. So this process is to be done. Let me take one example. Here we will check whether 203 is divisible by 7 or not. It is a just 3 digit number, with one step only we will get, that is last digit of 203 is 3 and double of 3 is 6. Okay, given number is 203, double of the last digit is 6 and 6 is subtracted from the rest of the digits, means rest of the digits 20, 20 minus 6 is 14. Now we can check whether 14 is divisible by 7 or not. As we can check, we can in one step stop this process. So since 14 is divisible by 7, this 203 is also divisible by 7. Okay. Therefore this 14 is divisible by 7, hence the number 203 is also divisible by 7. If you want, you can cross check by doing division. So 7 2s are 14 and 6 is the difference, and 3 we will take it down, 63, 7 9s are 63, so 0, thus 7 is dividing 203 completely, okay, giving the quotient, the natural number. See children, this is the procedure you need to understand. Moving on to the divisibility test of 8. Any number is divisible by 8 if the last 3 digits from a number which is divisible by 8, then the whole number will be divisible by 8. Okay, if the last 3 digits form a number which divisible by 8, then the whole number is divisible by 8. Let us check for one example. Here 19,640 I have got, is it divisible by 8 or not, we are checking. Here last 3 digits, that is 640. Last 3 digits of this number is 640. Is 640 is divisible by 8? Yes, 640 is divisible by 8. Therefore, this whole number 19,640 is also divisible by 8. This whole number is divisible by 8. Okay. This is how we check the divisibility test of 8. Moving on to the divisibility test of 9. So, any number is divisible by 9 if the sum of all the digits of the given number is divisible by 9. That is, just like divisibility test of 3, we have got divisibility test of 9 also, where we need to do sum of all the digits. If the sum of all the digits of that number, if it is divisible by 9, then that whole number is divisible by 9. This is the divisibility test of 9. Now, moving on to the example, check whether number 232 and 6300 are divisible by 9 or not. First one, 2 plus 3 plus 2, which is 7, is not divisible by 9, therefore 232 is not divisible by 9. Okay, so we can say, and another number 6 plus 3 plus 0 plus 0 is 9, which is divisible by 9, therefore 6300 is divisible by 9. Okay, why? Because sum of the digits plus 0 also we will take. 6 plus 3 plus 0 plus 0 gives 9, which is divisible by 9, therefore 6300, oh here it is supposed to come as, is divisible by 9. Okay, so this is how we do this checking. Now we will go for divisibility test of 10. Divisibility test of 10, any number ending in 0 only is divisible by 10. If a number is ending in 0, then only it is divisible by 10. It is a very simple test. Check whether 23 is divisible by 10. No, it is not divisible by 10 because not ending in 0. Is 630 is divisible by 10? Yes, it is ending in 0, therefore it is divisible by 10. So this is how we check. 23 is not divisible by 10 as its ones digit is 3, and 630 is divisible by 10 as its ones digit is, or units place digit is 0. Now moving on to the one example of what sort of questions that we could be asked in this chapter based on the divisibility test. Example, we could be asked like this. We could be asked 31A5, it is a 4-digit number where 3 is thousands place digit, 1 is hundreds place digit, A is tens place digit. Okay, here tens place digit. So 5 is ones place digit. This 4-digit number is a multiple of 3 where A is a digit which can take 0 to 9. Now the question comes, what could be the values of A? What could be the values of A means, what are all possible values of A can be, so that this 4-digit number is multiple of 3. Let us go for solution. See children, normally we will recollect the divisibility test of 3. As we know that the number will be divisible by 3 only if its digits sum, that is sum of all the digits is divisible by 3. Correct na? Sum of all the digits is divisible by 3 means then that number is divisible by, whole number is divisible by 3. So moving on to the, let's check the sum of its digits. Sum of its digits is 3 plus 1 plus A plus 5. So 3 plus 1 plus A plus 5 is 9 plus A. So 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 5 is 9, 9 plus A, which should be multiple of 3. So 9 plus A is supposed to be multiple of 3. Now here A is a single digit number, that means it can take 0 to 9, any one, and also being added to 9, and also being added to 9 now. So any multiple of 3 can take place that sum. Therefore A can be 3, or it can be 9, or it can be 6, isn't it? Why? Because 9 plus 3 gives you 12, which is a multiple of 3. 9 plus 6, 15, which is a multiple of 3, 9 plus 9, 18, which is a multiple of 3, and even it can be 0 also na, 9 plus 0 gives you 9, which is a multiple of 3, so it can be even 0 also. Hence, the values of A could be 0, 3, 6 or 9. So, there are 4 possibilities for the values of A, thus there can be 4 different numbers it can form. One is 3105, which means 3105. Next is 3135, which is further 3135, and it can be 3165, 3165 or 3195, which is nothing but 3195. So, these are the possible 4 numbers this can be, so that the number is multiple of 3. So, children, with this I will wind up the session of today, and in our next session we will solve the questions from exercise 16.2. Okay? Till then, take care of yourself. Jai Hind. Thank you.